spent a number of years raising 4 wonderful kids that I'm really proud of. But at the end of it all, I ended up not in a home, but in a family's home, and kind of running out of room there, and wondering if I could possibly buy something or what it would take to get into rent, and it just kind of seemed like a lot of dead ends for me. And my daughter-in-law suggested that I check into Habitat Home, and I thought, well, that's probably not likely going to happen, but I went through the process and was selected. So I just feel very grateful to be in this beautiful, cozy home, and people who were strangers to me are now my good friends that helped build this house, and came when it was sleet and freezing, and being up in cold rafters with the wind blowing on them, and in the hot weather they were here building, and it just makes me feel very loved and appreciative of those kind people. And I got to help build the house a little bit too, and participate and see the house be built from a foundation to frames and having walls and insulation, and just see the house come together is quite a miracle to get to see. Some of the things I did is like help scrape the snow off of the flooring before the roof was up, and just, you know, kind of keeping things clean and in order, picking up nails on the floor for, you know, to keep things safe for the other workers, and got to learn how to use a nail gun and do caulking, and some things that I would have been kind of intimidated to try. They just put the tool in my hand, and I'm like, wow, that happened. And, yeah. Oh, I got to help build the picket fence in the front yard. When I was a little girl, my grandpa had a picket fence around his farmhouse, and I guess he had chickens too. And anyway, but picket fence just meant security and being with the people that you really love, and in a safe, happy place. And so just having a picket fence just really means a lot to me. Yeah, I felt like I'm home.
Nice.
So, to have the opportunity to invite people in, you know, big people and little people, and you know, neighbors, and to have a place to say, come on in and make yourself at home, and you know, to be an encourager to other people, and you know, tell the little neighbor kids, did you do your homework? And you know, it just feels really good to be a part of this neighborhood. And I've been blessed by the wonderful neighbors all around me, and trying to look for more opportunities to be a blessing to others. And it feels good to have this place to welcome people in. You know, during the time the house was being built, I was working really hard on my job, and I work in a daycare, and doing some extra babysitting on the side, and then working in the Habitat store, and then working on the house here. So at the end of it all, I was kind of weary, but it was all, you know, a happy weary.
Yeah.
And there was plenty of an encouragement along the way from the Habitat staff and the volunteers, and you know, my own family as well. You know, if ever I felt a little overwhelmed and weary, that there was someone to kind of bolster me. But I basically, really, from the time I was selected to be a Habitat recipient to now, I've pretty much smiled all the time.
Nice.
Because it's just been a very joyful time in my life, and feel very grateful. Shortly after I found that the house was about ready, they were going to get started soon, there was a work day out here, and Sherry, the director of Habitat, and her husband Tom, and her children, and one of her children's friends, I believe, came out here, maybe a couple other people, and we were doing some weed whacking and things, and there was a rock that was found here, and it was heart-shaped. And so Sherry handed me that heart-shaped rock, just kind of a gnarly, heart-shaped rock, a big herky thing. And she's like, this is a deposit. This is something to know that you're going to feel loved during the process of this house being built. You're going to feel loved. And I'm like, okay, she's handing me this rock. But the rock kind of became kind of a symbol, as, things seemed kind of slow sometimes with the house being built. And I kept that rock in my car on the floorboard of, on the passenger side of my car. So I could just now and then look at this rock, and it was kind of a testimony that I was going to feel loved, and, it was just something kind of tangible. And so I still have that rock. It's out on my deck, out on my porch here. And it's just kind of a reminder of, of the bare lot with this heart-shaped rock sitting on it, and now this house that I feel so loved to be here, and I get to share love with my guests. Unless the Lord builds a house, the laborers labor in vain, and the Lord did put it all together, because it's all a good miracle. I really appreciate it.